Hey y'all, it's Day. So, I'm going to be doing another reading for us today. And again, I am using the Somnia Tarot by Nicholas Bruno. Love this deck. So, I'm very excited to get started. Very interested in this reading. It's always some kind of back and forth about, or a conversation about, what type of reading am I doing today? I've been doing two types. One is always going to be whatever our angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love want. Like they, prioritize a reading, a message that's a general message. And then the other part, I've been doing like celebrity readings, keeping, not necessarily like sharing who the celebrity is, but really just trying to extract the message and sharing it with whoever finds it beneficial. Those are the two focuses that I've been doing on this channel so far. And so there's always this kind of like, what type of reading, filling out the energy, which one am I being called to do? And it's always that, or do I need to rest? Do I need to just be still? So I find that interesting that I'll be going through the three of those. But I thought I was going to be doing a celebrity reading today because I have someone in mind. But last minute, I'm being called to just do a general reading for whoever needs it. So I'm looking forward to that message. And I want to thank my angels, guides, ancestors, God source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So what needs to be heard? What do we need to be aware of? What is the message that would be beneficial for us to hear? What do we need to know? Okay, very interesting. I'm getting this energy of like things not wanting to come out. It almost feels like the deck is hesitant to tell the truth. Very interesting. It also feels very chalky. It's like the cards are trying to stick together. They're coming out in bulk or something. What needs to be heard? There is some resistance. A lot of cards like yesterday. It's too much. There we go. That feels amazing. So, under the deck, under current energy, is the Eight of Wands. So someone is being faced with a decision. There is a decision that needs to be made. And I am hearing hanging in the balance, which is a phrase that I did hear in a previous reading, or in the previous reading to this one. Someone has a decision to make, and from their perspective right now, it kind of feels like a lose-lose, or they have to forfeit something, or they have to lose something in order to make this decision that needs to be made. But I'm being corrected by spirit and hearing gained. So this is where our spiritual team has a higher vision, a higher perception to our lives, our situation than we do. So what we're looking at as a loss, or what is being perceived as a loss, is actually a gain in our spiritual teams, from our spiritual team's perspective. So let me sort out these cards. Literally, so many cards came out. Even worse than yesterday. And my foot is already cramping. Hold on. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let's see. Foot is already cramping. Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay. Literally where to start. So at the top of the deck, we have the Hermit card in reverse. And on the right of that, we have the Six of Wands on the right. Let's see. There is this feeling of loneliness with the Hermit card in reverse. With the Six of Wands coming out right beside it, it feels like an opportunity for a glow up, an opportunity for transformation, coming out on the other side, having evolved from a situation. Very interesting. Moving to the right of the spread, we have the Judgment card in reverse, and I'm hearing something about a call. So it's like answering the call, or someone not wanting to answer the call. There is also this feeling of like someone kind of feeling like they shouldn't have been the one to be called. It also feels like, say that there is someone like, I don't know why this example is coming through of like, I'm kind of like, the story of Mulan, like, dang, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even really know the story of Mulan. Something about, how like people are called to war, and it's something like someone else was supposed to go, or someone else was supposed to take this position or to show up, but they're not able to for whatever reason. And so someone who was not expecting to have to take a call is having to take a call or being called upon. And it's this energy of not really, it's that energy of not really still being in a state of shock, not really being able to process the fact that you've been called. So it's kind of like, hasn't hit you yet, you just know that you don't want to go. It hasn't hit you yet, you just know that you shouldn't be the one to go. And this level of unpreparedness, mentally and physically. And it's coming through as like very unfortunate. So it could feel like an example of the energy is more like this person is too young. I'm hearing the word unfit. This was not in the plan. This is not the direction that their life was meant to go. It's that type of energy. So right next to this judgment card in reverse, showing that someone has unexpectedly been called upon to do something, to act on something, and this feeling of unreadiness. On the right of that, we have the Nine of Swords upright. And I'm hearing the word stagnancy. And I'm hearing the word now repulse or repulsion. And with this Nine of Swords is speaking to this energy of disbelief. This Nine of Swords can represent anxiety, not being able to get any sleep, kind of being unnerved, having something weighing over your mind. And so it's speaking to this shock state of not really understanding what this means for whoever this person is that is experiencing this. And I'm trying to figure out, is this message of someone reflecting on someone else, or is this the person being called upon that's sharing this? So yeah, okay. On the right below this card, we have the Four of Cups. And it's definitely speaking to the energy of this person that is being called to carry this responsibility. It's giving this person is not expected to be able to successfully carry out this duty or this obligation. They're kind of seen not necessarily as a weakling, like in a negative way. It's just that their family and friends don't expect them to be able to actually carry this out. And I'm hearing the word carry out. But from me looking at this, it looks like this person has the potential to do it with a lot of intensive training. They can do it, or they will be able to do it, but it's almost painful to watch because of this idea that we have in our head that they shouldn't have to. It's giving me the energy of like the baby of the family, or the second to the baby of the family, being somehow having to go to war or something like that. And the energy that you could have is like, no, we had such a different plan for them. They haven't even got to experience their 15th birthday. There's certain things, certain experiences that their family wanted them to be able to experience first. They just feel like they're not ready, and they should not have to take on this responsibility. Okay. A certain level of focus is going to be needed, as in this person's spiritual team wants them to get grounded and to focus on what is important right now. And that's going to require them to kind of push past the fact or the idea that like getting over this hump of like, why is this happening to this person? Or you know how sometimes we could be like, why him, why her? Spiritual team is encouraging these people to get past this idea of why this person. And I heard this idea that someone said, I forgot, it's someone that's like a speaker, that was just like, it's like something about the idea of like, when you say like, why him, why her, it's like people sometimes have the idea that tragic things or bad things happen to a certain type of person, even though they don't mean it like that. It kind of comes across that way that, like, well, why not you? Like, sometimes we think that happens to other people, you know what I'm saying? But really, there's no difference amongst us. To say that would kind of mean in some way that we were superior in some way, or should have been guarded or protected any more than anyone else. And now I'm being reminded of, what was it called? Dang, that's a shame. The name's not coming to me. That black boy that was like Emmett Till. His mother talked about, there's this quote that was like, I used to say, it was something to the effect of like, I used to say that was, that was a problem or an issue for the Negroes on that side of town. Maybe from her perspective, she lived on a better side of town. And in her head, as a parent trying to, you know, provide a better life for their child, even though bad things happen all around, you intentionally made certain moves, certain sacrifices in order so that your child doesn't experience these things. And her quote was something to the effect of like, I used to say, that only happened to, these people that live in this area or something like that. And what she had realized through the tragic murder of her son is that any issue over there had better been an issue over here, meaning, just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it's not happening. And if it's happening anywhere, it should be important regardless of where it's happening. So that's coming up too. Very interesting. So yeah, your spiritual team is encouraging you and your family to come to this, I'm hearing, agreement, acknowledgement, or realization that whatever tragedy or whatever this is, to get past this idea that it shouldn't be you. It shouldn't be yours. Okay. So directly underneath this Hermit card, where I said I was getting this energy of loneliness, now I'm seeing that it's like whoever this reading for, it's kind of like the family of this specific person, that they have a concern that someone's not going to be strong enough to make the journey, make it through this situation. I don't know why my phone is not focusing. It's annoying. But maybe the focus is not that important for you, hopefully. Um, so it's like the family of considering whoever is being called to go on this journey, feeling lonely for them. Almost this feeling of, with as much love and care and intention that they have for this family member, this feeling of like they're not going to make it. And like carrying that energy, and how really believing that can kind of bleed into them. When that person is looking at their family member and their family members are talking to them, they can see that there's nothing that they can do about the situation. It's like they can see that their family feels like they're already a dead man walking type of energy. They can see the defeat in their eyes. They can see that their family feels like they'll never see them again. That's what it's feeling like. So underneath this Hermit card, we have the Lovers card coming out in reverse. And I'm hearing the word torn. Torn. So the family is hurting for this person. And then directly underneath this Six of Wands, where this coming out on the right of the Hermit card and them two combined represent an opportunity for transformation at the top of the spread. Underneath the Six of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And I'm hearing the word ready. So something that this family or all those concerned may not be realizing is that from their spiritual team's perspective, this person, this child is ready. And it's giving that energy of like, we all have hard things in life that we have to go through or we have to face even before we were, ideally ready, that they are. But that's not the perception right now. Ace of Swords in reverse. I'm hearing the word defeat. And your spiritual team wants you to know that that's not the truth. Underneath this Lovers card in reverse, where everybody is kind of feeling torn, everybody concerned or involved is feeling torn about this decision or this fate, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Yeah. And this Five of Swords you probably can barely see, but it's a man trying to climb a ladder and he has a whole bunch of ropes that look like an obstacle or a trap that is helping him struggle. And it looks like he's trying to reach the Five of Swords, but there is resistance. This is coming out in reverse. So it's giving me the energy of like this child is stronger than you may realize, even if it's unrealized by them themselves right now. And coming out sideways, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out directly underneath this Ace of Swords, where your spiritual team wants you to know that defeat is not the truth. We have the Wheel of Fortune in this deck depicted by a grandfather clock on fire on the beach. So it's a choice point. It's in the choice point position. And underneath that we have the Five of Cups. Then I'm hearing the word grief. And this is coming out in the resistant position. There is grief. I do see like family members and friends kind of like maybe coming together. For example, it's giving me the example of like, say someone had to go to jail or something, and other family members are understandably trying to do whatever they can to see if maybe they can make calls on his behalf, get things overturned, talk to lawyers, things like that. So I'm seeing that energy of people trying to help, people trying to stop this from happening. And I'm hearing the word fate with this Wheel of Fortune coming out in the choice point position. It's giving the energy that this is something that this person is going to have to go through. They will have to walk through this. Okay. On top of these two cards that came out, one in the choice point position and the other in the resistant position, I'm getting hands tied. Your hands are tied right here, trying to budge something or delay something or overturn something with no luck. On top of that, we have the King of Coins in reverse. This King of Coins is speaking to the inability to do something or make something happen. And I was hearing the matter of the fact is, and I'm not saying that this family is doing this, or even if they were doing this, that it's necessarily bad. But the King of Coins in reverse is kind of giving me like it's not a matter of money. You know, I kind of see them like maybe like some kind of energy of like maybe we can buy them out of this, or maybe we can, you know, pay something in order to make something happen. And I was hearing not a matter of or something like that. So the King of Coins in reverse, it's like all the tools that we're trying to use, the tools, the tactics to try to prevent this from happening is not working to no avail. Underneath that, we have the Emperor card, which is coming out in the choice point position. This child, this person of concern, right now, I do see that your spiritual team or their spiritual team, who it does have a hand in this and can see a lot further than we can, knows that this is a part of this child's journey that they will learn, grow, and transform. In the process of this, it will be hard. It's giving the energy of hard for a mother to watch, hard for a father to watch, hard for a family to fathom or bear. It's giving that energy of we're not able to, or we would feel guilty going on with life without this person also. But this spiritual team wants these people to know that this person will grow and develop through this, and they will survive. With the Emperor specifically coming out, something about what this person that's going to be going through all of this is going to learn is going to make them better, allow them to be more equipped, and they will be used or called upon to help others in the future. So it is in the choice point position. Underneath that, we have the Ace of Coins, a gift that may not be realized, a blessing that may not be realized in the choice point position. Seems like whatever this person is going to learn through this journey will be fruitful. It won't be in vain. It is going to equip them later on. On top of that, also in the choice point position, we have the Four of Wands. Something about this situation is going to bring an opportunity for the family and all of those involved to become closer, to communicate. People that haven't communicated for a long time will come together because they have a common concern, a common interest, that is family, people that have not spoken in years. It's an opportunity for friendships to be rebuilt, restored, and even friendships that maybe you never took interest in before to develop, because now you're realizing that someone that I didn't really care for in the past sees me and sees me, my family, going through a difficult time, and it allows an opportunity for you both to be seen in a new light. Wow. It's in the choice point position. For someone who you don't really care for and didn't really care for you, to see you in your vulnerability and is there to help and to comfort. That's beautiful. Then we have the Queen of Swords coming out on top of these two cards. Upright. Up. Sometimes I don't, I'll be talking about it before I even see the card, the next card, not realizing that it reconfirms. Is it reconfirm a word? Reconfirm what I'm saying. So yeah, an opportunity for healing, I'm hearing. An opportunity for healing through words, possibly apologies, explanations, understanding. In the reading that I did previous to this one, a big part of the reading was someone needing to, they're a type of person that don't like to explain or repeat themselves or apologize or have open and vulnerable conversation. But it was very important for them to get themselves in a better position. So that energy is coming up. It's an opportunity. And I'm hearing the word reclaim. Reclaim. Reclaiming what was lost. It feels like there's a lot of strings and relationships within a family, whether it's family or not, or distant friends, neighbors, where they didn't get to have certain conversations that needed to be had. So I'm getting, again, within a family is affected, and then we have distant relatives and immediate relatives that haven't been speaking for a long time. Like everybody, like it's also the energy of seeing how many people are connected to this central issue, and the people in this family not realizing how many people care. So there's opportunity for a lot of healing, a lot of connections, a lot of communication. People being brought together because of this, because they also empathize with this person that feels like they're being called to do something or to experience something that from everybody's perspective they shouldn't have to go through, or they're too young to go through it, or it shouldn't be them, or the concern again of maybe they won't make it through this. Okay, so moving towards the left of this spread, we have the Six of Cups coming out in reverse. Six of Cups. Okay, the Six of Cups in the traditional tarot is like a little boy and a girl sharing something. But in this depiction, it's a well in the background with a male and a female, and one is pouring a barrel of water into the other. So there's this giving, there is this exchange of emotion, exchange of intention, an exchange of empathy, an exchange of understanding. and it's coming out in reverse. So maybe we'll get more information about that. On the right of it, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. Everyone is sharing this discomfort about the situation. Everyone is sharing this remorse, this unease, this anxiety, this sleepless night type of energy. Everyone is sharing this why. Okay, so moving towards the top of the spread, above, directly above this Four of Swords, where everyone is sharing this unrest, we have the Ten of Cups. Wow, how divine. Something about this very unlucky situation is there's some kind of alchemy coming together where like family, friends, the community is coming together and it's creating this beautiful understanding or realization of love and community. And I'm hearing the word interest. This union. On the left of this Ten of Cups, we have the Eight of Coins. Something about this situation is bringing about people to bring out everything that they have. I'm hearing like bringing out all the stops. So certain skills, interests, ambitions, exercising of their voice, exercising their level of care in any particular topic is now coming out. So it's giving me the energy of someone that used to study law is like, and they kind of put it away for a while. They're coming out with it now. Now it's being evoked again. Skills. That's one example. You know, it's giving me that energy of everybody's trying to do everything that they can. You know, this person used to make flyers. This person used to make, it's giving that energy. And, the person, a neighbor knows how to make cakes. She hasn't done it in a while. She kind of gave up on that dream or something like that happened. But, we're going to throw a bakery sale to like bring awareness to this issue now. It's giving that energy. Things, gifts, past goals, past ambitions, past callings are now being brought back up, all because of this one person. And everybody's trying to do what they know how to do, dusting off the book to come together to bring something. So we see that, and this Eight of Coins is coming out directly directly above this Six of Cups we talked about, where there is this exchange that's happening with the community, with the family and distant friends and relatives, neighbors, that they're all trying to share in this moment. They're sharing in this mourning, sharing in this remorse, they're sharing in this upsetting emotion, this upsetting experience. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, on the right of this Eight of Coins, we have the Moon card coming out in reverse. It's the Moon card. What? He's coming out of a swamp and climbing a ladder to where? How deep is this water? And where is he going? And how would that be possible? So the moon can represent things that are unrealized, things that are covered, things that have been hidden, things that we have to use our senses in order to understand or to navigate. It's beyond what we can see. We cannot rely on sight. That's coming out in reverse. On top of that, we have the Three of Swords. It's bringing me back to what I was saying earlier with this Hermit card in reverse, and how the immediate family of this person that is going through this, that we're all concerned about, how they kind of like feel like this person is a dead man walking, how they kind of don't feel like they even fully comprehend what they're about to go through, and because of that they don't know how to prep them for what they're about to experience, in addition to the fact that they don't know what all that they're going to experience, but they're kind of considering the worst. That concern that they have that this person is not ready or not strong enough to be able to survive whatever this is. And by the way, I am kind of getting this energy of like someone is going to jail or someone's going to prison, like someone that's really young, and people being concerned about that. That's kind of what it's feeling like. So yeah, the Three of Swords is coming out in reverse. I don't think I showed you the card. Definitely worry and heartbreak. A feeling of defeat from their family's perception. Coming out on the Moon card, them not realizing that this is a part of what, it was always a part of what this person was going to experience from their spiritual team's perspective. Okay, so let's see. We have these cards here. Okay, so on top of this Three of Swords, we have the Two of Coins. So it is important that this family and this community allows themselves to get grounded in any way that they can regarding the situation. Kind of think positive, like they have to be strong. Their spiritual team wants them to get to a place where they can be strong for this person that is going to be going through this. Words of encouragement would be important. Advice, positive advice would be important for this person. So it's kind of like somebody's going to be going to jail. At least that's how they feel right now. Someone's going, like they're going to go. Even though earlier in the reading it did talk about how everyone was trying to prevent this in any way that they could. But I guess there's a point, I don't know if it's come to that point yet, but it's like there's a point where their spiritual team is encouraging the family to, with this Two of Swords that came out, is to kind of face the fact that this is happening. So yeah, getting grounded and kind of like switching gears into this mindset of this is what's happening. This person has a limited amount of time before, for example, they're being convicted. And what can we do now with the time that we have now to either prepare this person for it, to let them know that they're loved, to provide them advice, to, you know, that type of energy. So it's giving send-off energy. We have to switch from, no, this shouldn't be happening, the worry, the panic, which, by the way, earlier in the reading, whoever it is that is going to have this experience, they can see the fear in their family's eyes. They can see the defeat in their eyes. They can see the worry. They can see how they don't think that they'll make it through it, and how that can not be beneficial right now. So your spiritual team isn't asking you to switch from this shouldn't be happening to us to this is happening, and how do we send this person off? That type of energy. So I'm hearing the word stillness. Balance is important and required. On top of that, we have the Queen of Wands. It's giving the energy of honoring this person that's about to go through what they're about to go through, honoring them, letting them know how you appreciate them, and again, instilling advice that you feel like would be helpful for them as they walk this path, go on this journey, face this task, this duty, instilling them, encouraging them, motivating them. On top of that, we have the Chariot card. The Chariot card is coming out in reverse. And in this imagery, a person is sitting on a throne or a chariot, and two people are pulling them through the water, might I add. Imagine that. You know, when you're in the water, you can't just move how you want to move. You kind of have to move a little bit slower. That's coming out in reverse. So there is a care and a level to how you decide to proceed further. So it's kind of the energy of being careful with your words, or being mindful with your words, handling this situation with care. On top of that Chariot card, we also have the Star card coming out in reverse. And I'm hearing the word resolve. And with the Star card coming out in reverse, as much as we would like to experience some form of resolve or to fix the situation, that cannot be. But yet and still, there is a way, and unfortunately the way is through. Unfortunately, from our perspective, of course, when we see someone going through something challenging, we prefer that not to happen. But as I'm getting through this message here, their spiritual team is aware, and with their higher perspective, this is something that they were meant to experience. And so with that understanding, we're saying, unfortunately, there's no resolve, or at least the type of resolve that we would like to see, you know? So moving further to the left of the spread, we have the Page of Cups coming out in reverse. Page of Cups is speaking something about an attitude, and it's kind of like the attitude or your approach or your idea of what is to come, your perspective and how you go about it. And on the left of that is the Ten of Wands in reverse. A big part of this burden that everybody in the community is sharing is the fact that this should not be happening, or that, for example, the punishment is too great from their perspective, or it's too much for said person to survive. But it's not. And I'm hearing the words, this too shall pass. And of course, with this message, everything is easier said than done. So it's always uncomfortable for me to say, you know, this is a part of the plan, like, don't trip. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, directly underneath this Page of Cups in reverse, where this person is going to learn how to navigate this situation. They're going to learn how to navigate this situation. They're also going to learn a lesson on like kind of like not being reactive or managing their emotions or being able to kind of keep their cool in heightened situations type of energy. They're going to learn how to alchemize their own energy. It's going to transform them a lot. That is something that they do need to learn. And I was hearing the words aggravated assault. Aggravated assault, so Knight of Wands in reverse. There is something that they need to learn. There is something, a great learn. It's a great learn. A great lesson that they'll be able to utilize throughout the rest of their life as well. Because I see that with this Knight of Wands that this person is got fiery energy. They're very inspirational. They have a lot of energy that can call other people to action. They also have a mission that they may or may not be aware of right now related to their purpose in life and what they're meant to do. It does feel like they haven't realized it just yet, but something about this experience, this lesson, this journey is going to bring it more to the forefront. Okay. Okay, so going back to the Rider spread where we had the Judgment card in reverse and the Nine of Swords right beside it. Underneath that we have the Page of Wands. In the choice point position. Page of Wands. And in this picture, someone at a desk looks like they may be using ink to write or they're stamping something. But they have candles all around them and an envelope and some books. So it's in the choice point. So yeah, this person that is being called to have this experience is going to be learning a lot. They're going to see a lot they're going to be able to use in the future to, for example, like learn how people operate. They're going to learn a lot. And they're going to take notes. It's kind of up to them how much they learn. We have below that the Death card in the choice point position. So these are the things that this person that's going to be going through this experience have the choice point to kind of take matters into their hand and kind of alchemize the energy, the experience, and kind of take accountability for the position that they're in and what they're going to do with it moving forward. Allowing transformation, allowing themselves to be a student. On top of that, we have the Two of Wands. And I'm hearing the words, get ready. Get ready. So there's this level of self-acceptance that is important for this person specifically that is going to be going through this experience, and also the family and all the people that are connected, because there is this energy of this person is too young to experience this. I did get that somebody is kind of the energy of they're going to jail or they're going to be convicted of something. It's kind of like it's a very close call, because it's like this person could get off. There is some justification for the situation that they experience. It's kind of like someone gets into a fight and we're stuck having to prove that they didn't start the fight. And while that very well may be true, unfortunately, there are still consequences for the actions that were taken. Like, there is the energy of, like, even though that's true, there could have been a different way to handle it. And because that option wasn't realized, there is this need for this person to take accountability. And uh, there is another aspect of, like, their family members, friends, and even community stands behind them regarding this situation. Like, nobody really just feels like it's their fault or they shouldn't have done it or that they deserve this. And even so, there will be kind of like this energy based off of, like, say from a judge's perspective, that you still could have this handled this differently. So it's kind of that energy of this person that's going to have to go through this journey, it being important that although they have everyone else's support, that they actually self-reflect on their actions and realize the bigger lesson that it looks like their spiritual team wants them to realize, because it's going to be important to their purpose, their mission, and that's tied to so many other people in the future, that to take responsibility for what you do, but also not be as reactive, knowing when someone's baiting you into something or not allowing yourself to get caught up in something type of energy. So yeah, their spiritual team is wanting them to reflect on that, and then all the lessons that they're going to learn while they're behind the scenes, like incarcerated, is kind of the example that's coming through. So their spiritual team also wants them to get in the mindset of planning, learning, being humble enough to be a student, allowing themselves to learn how to be challenged without engaging, that type of energy. On top of that, we have the Six of Coins coming out in the choice point position, on top of the Two of Wands. And we have the Nine of Coins coming out in reverse. Yeah, so the Six of Coins in the choice point is representing the fact that the community, as well as, all the other moving parts, distant relatives, immediate relatives, neighbors, support him. Even, like, not allowing that to be a crutch. Not allowing that to be, like, not, the spiritual team wants them to get to the point where they don't stay in this mindset of also feeling like I shouldn't have to go through this, but moving into a place of acceptance, and basically getting, like when judges like sentence people because they haven't showed any sense of remorse, is giving that type of energy where their spiritual team wants them to realize that things could have worked out differently had you allowed it, had you been more mature, more developed in regards to actions you take, things you engage in, all that type of stuff. So yeah. So the last card that came out on the right of the spread is the Six of Swords. And it came out in the choice point position. So spiritual team is like acceptance, moving forward, accepting your punishment and taking responsibility for it, not allowing yourself to view yourself as the victim. Um, just because it is not going to be beneficial. Is there anything else that we need to know regarding this message as we come to a close? Is there anything else that we need to keep in mind regarding this message? Thank you. Ooh, with as many cards that came out, in the first place you would think I'd be done. Okay, yep. That's it. Okay, so the top of top of the deck, undercurrent energy, is the Hierophant in reverse. It's also speaking to a higher authority that you can choose to have over yourself and over your life, that you will not allow other people to rope you into things that you're not meant to be in. So it's giving me the energy of being able to walk away from something, even if people are going to call you a punk. Having enough discernment to say, I don't have to prove anything to anybody because I value my freedom. I value my character more. Having that level of authority over yourself and over your life. And it's interesting because it's like, from this person's perspective, from their family's perspective, it's like this doesn't have anything to do with that, but it does. It's like it's giving me not letting people trick you out of your position energy. Yeah. Okay. So earlier we had the Six of Cups in reverse and the Four of Swords, where the community, the people affected, the people involved are sharing this mournful type of energy and exchanging empathy with each other. On top of that, we had the Ten of Coins coming out in reverse. So there is this reevaluation of the family and all the people involved of what's really important. This is affecting so many people that everybody else is realizing that this could also be them, that this could happen to any of us. That's the energy that's coming through. This could happen to any of us. And there's this energy of like, through the encouragement of the spiritual team of everybody that's involved, like saying that through accepting the fact that this person is going to have to go through this, that it would be beneficial to give them advice that you feel like would be helpful to them, or encouraging words and things like that. It's shaking everybody to their core because of that realization that this could have happened to any one of us, and making everybody reevaluate their choices and how they react to certain things, and the risks that they take on a daily basis. You know, flipping that person off at the light, road rage energy, you know, things in the office, in the workplace, how we handle people, how we handle ourselves, how we handle our family members. This is making everybody reevaluate and question themselves and how they handle situations. And I think that's the overall message. That alone is enough to kind of understand this situation. The fact that this situation is waking everybody else up to be more conscious to how we affect other people. But that, in addition to their spiritual team coming through and saying that they were always meant to go through this journey because they are a leader and their purpose is tied to so many other people in the future that they're going to inspire. through learning how not to be reactive, not allowing people to trick you out of your position. So yeah. So the 10 of coins can represent legacy. It can represent other people building a foundation for many, 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 many other people to enjoy, to experience, to know, to learn. So yeah, I love this. Every time I do a reading, it's just like I be worried. I hope that this makes sense. I hope that this is going somewhere. I be like halfway through a reading and I'm not. There's things that I didn't know. Like even though I'm like, dang, what this kid do? Like I'm like the whole reading. I'm like, what did they do? Then I heard aggravated assault, which it can be speaking to the situation or something similar that whoever would be able to connect with that the reading is for. But just so you guys know, I'll be really like, it took me a long time to trust myself to do these readings when I first started in like 2020 because it was hard for me to trust the message that was coming through because you only get little bits and pieces as you go, and I'm the type of person like get to the point. So working with spirit has been a journey with me. Yeah, I love this for me. So yeah, on top of this 10 of coins we have the devil card coming out. Wow. So yeah, releasing the shackles. The devil card, as you guys may have already know, if you don't know, it's things, limitations, beliefs, ideas, even physical things like drug addiction or sex addiction, anything, money, anything that we're tied to that we kind of use as a pacifier, and it limits other aspects of our life that are avenues to true fulfillment, true sense of security. Um, it keeps us cuffed, but it's of our own doing that we can release ourselves from it. The devil card coming out on top of the coin, the 10 of coins, is an acknowledgement of what we're talking about. People, this whole situation is making other people realize themselves and reevaluate how they've been moving through life, how they handle interactions, how they talk to other people, what they choose to engage in, who they allow limit them. It's bringing that to the forefront. And I didn't even see this devil card come on top. So love that for me. Love that. Okay, so we have temperance. Wow, see, this is what I was talking about. Underneath the devil card, we have temperance. We're encouraged to exercise patience every day. I did a reading about 2 years ago, maybe 3. I was blown away by it, and I try to remember it, that our spiritual team or the spiritual realm views when we exercise patience for another person specifically, even kind of like when we feel like we shouldn't. And the energy that came through was like someone, and this is not, I understand why someone, wouldn't do this because it's not a good impression, but the example that came through is someone coming arriving to an interview a little bit later than they should have, not like dramatically but late, and you could kind of use that against them. But maybe in this situation it requires just a little bit empathy. um the spiritual team showed that to me as currency for some reason. When we exercise a little bit of patience, a little bit of tolerance for someone in situations where we really have the right to rip someone's head and shame them and guilt them for it, it's a form of currency. Like that we extend that 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 grace to. So yeah, temperance is coming up and everyone is reflecting on how they can sometimes let their temper get the best of them. And it's in the choice point position. We have the Tower card in the choice point position. Everyone is reflecting on how fragile our life can change, how quickly our lives can change, how quickly we can change the direction of our lives. Thinking, I'm going back to road rage. You think you were just going to tell this person off and now you're on the side of the highway. You know, like how easily you could lose control of the vehicle. It's giving that energy like you didn't mean for things to get that far. And that's the energy of the reading that's coming through right now. Is like this person that's about to go on this journey, they didn't mean for things to go that far. So yeah, the Tower card coming out in the choice point position is bringing that idea of like things can change like that. The spiritual team is saying to think about the decisions that you're going to make. Justice. Wow. So the Temperance card, the Tower card, now the Justice card. 3 major arcana coming out in the same area. On top of the Devil card, that's 4 major arcanas coming out in the same area to tell a message. So the Justice card is coming out in the choice point position. It's giving again a reminder of like walking away, being able to walk away from a fight and having a higher understanding than someone trying to goat you into something. And we got 111 on the clock, or 111. And the 7 of Cups. Bruh, I cannot. We have the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups represents choices. And I'm hearing the word idiom, and I'm not sure what that means. Choices. Being wise. Oh, on the right of the spread, we had the High Priestess come out. With all of this happening, whoever this person that's going to be going on this journey that everyone's concerned about right now, they want them to learn discernment. We have the 9 of Coins in reverse. And the 5 of Wands. Yeah. Something about valuing yourself with the 9 of Coins in the reverse. The 9 of Coins upright is like valuing yourself, being a high value person. With it coming out in reverse next to this 5 of Wands, it's like valuing yourself outside of other people's opinions. And I'm hearing talk is cheap. Like anybody can do that. So with that being known, not allowing other people's chatter to trick you out of your position type of energy. Last few cards, I believe, we had the 3 of Cups and the 2 of Cups coming out underneath the Ace of Swords, this truth that the family is not wanting to realize. And underneath that, the Empress card in the choice point position. So the 3 of Cups is definitely representing the community that is coming together on behalf of this person. But this is something that they have to realize or learn or go through by themselves. So this is something that the spiritual team wants this person specifically that's going to be going through this to realize. And it's going back to that energy of like, nobody's blaming you, nobody thinks that you're wrong, but yet and still we're asking you to allow yourself to kind of take accountability for what you're going to go through, and also make peace for the fact that your family is making amends with other people and getting love and support. So yeah, the Empress card is in the choice point position. We talked about the Queen of Swords being like the family members and friends rehashing or rehashing old disagreements and stuff with your community, apologies and open, honest communication. The Eight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, the Eight of Cups in reverse. So definitely moving on energy into or transitioning to the next stage of your life. It's representing maturity right now, as it's paired with the Fool card. So yeah, this person is, being called to put on their big boy pants and to be brave and to accept accountability for their actions and to move forward. Yeah, this was a really long reading. I thought yesterday's reading was long because it was the longest one that I did on this channel. I'm very grateful. There was a time where I would get so tired doing these readings, like 15-minute readings, 30-minute readings, because it does take time, energy, and effort to do these. So I'm glad that I have this stamina with the work ethic that I've put into my readings to do this. So I do want to thank my angels, guides, ancestors, God source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the protection. Please continue to guide and protect us as we walk our path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys, if this message resonates with you, please like the video so that I know that the message was received. I definitely enjoyed this message, and I hope that it helps all of us. And that's pretty much it. Bye.